WWE Clash of Champions, the one pay-per-view where all the titles are defended. First match, AJ Styles versus Cedric Alexander for the U.S. title. This match, I think it just kind of got put... I don't want to say it got put together. I mean, they've been building it, but it's one of those things where it was just recently announced. I think it was either this Monday on Raw or, last week. They've been putting Cedric Alexander in those positions where, like, let's put him against the, bigger names and have him, show off in a big match. And so that's what they're doing here. I don't think Cedric Alexander is going to take the title from AJ, so I have AJ winning. Next, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville for the women's tag team titles. We obviously know who I'm picking here. I'm going to take Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. It's nice to see that they're finally doing something with the women's titles, though. I mean, when it was on the Iconics, they were rarely defended on pay-per-views. So it's nice to see that they're actually doing with some of the titles now. Still don't see why there's a need for women tag team titles. They proved everybody's point that they weren't going to use them, and they don't have the depth for women tag team titles. Next, Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan in a no disqualifications match. I have Eric Rowan winning here. Eric Rowan should win here. You have a chance to build up another big monster kind of guy, and so this is your opportunity to do it. Eric Rowan should win here. Now, is he going to win? I don't know. Usually in Roman Reigns matches, when you think that the guy who should win is going to win, he doesn't end up winning, and it's always Roman Reigns who ends up winning. So it's going to be interesting, but I think Roman's he should take the win here. Next, Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks, the Raw Women's title. I do not care for Sasha Banks. I don't care for now that she's a heel. I don't care now that her hair is blue. I don't care. I don't see what the intrigue in her is. I just, she's all right, but I don't see it. I don't care. I have Becky Lynch retaining, and I don't care for Becky Lynch either all that much. Really don't care for either of these two, but I'm going to just take Becky Lynch here. Shinsuke Nakamura versus The Miz for the Intercontinental title match. For the Intercontinental title. I think The Miz should take the title here. Because since Shinsuke's been the champion, you barely see him. So give it to The Miz, who's, been around. He's actually been doing things. They actually use him and stop giving the title to a guy who we're not going to see for the next couple of months as champion. It just makes no sense to give him the title if you're not going to do anything with them. Next, you have the New Day versus the Revival for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. I have the New Day winning. I don't see the Revival taking the titles from them. It's just the tag team division for both the men and the women. It's just they lack depth. You have the same guys holding the titles, and you end up having the same matches for months on end. You got to do something better with this tag team division. Speaking of doing something better with the tag team division, you have Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman versus Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler for the Raw tag team titles. This match screams simming too far into the universe, man. I think I talked about this in one of my other pay-per-view prediction videos, like when talking about Kofi Kingston, but this screams that scenario. Just two random people put together in a tag team, and now one of them is the tag team champions, and they're fighting for the tag team titles. I have Roode and Ziggler winning here just because I think they're going to add to the Seth, and it's gonna add to the Seth and Roman match that's gonna happen later on when they fight for the Universal title. So yeah, I have Roode and Ziggler winning here. Next, Bayley versus Charlotte. Now, it's nice to see that they finally turned Bayley heel. I still don't care for Bayley. She's just boring and bland to me. And I'd rather see Charlotte as a heel than a babyface, but whatever. I have, I'm gonna go with Charlotte to win here, mainly because, like I said, I don't care for Bayley. I really don't care for her. Next, Kofi versus Randy Orton for the WWE title. I have Orton winning here mainly because I feel like since they're heading to Fox next month, they want maybe a bigger name, a known name as WWE champion. And so I think they'll give the title to Orton here. They've been building towards that. And as history shows, if the guy who stands tall on the final show before the pay-per-view, he always ends up losing. So Orton wins. Seth versus Strowman for the Universal title. I don't care for Seth as champion, but I don't think that they're going to give the title to Strowman. So I have Seth retaining here. I don't know how, but he's going to end up retaining the title. Like I said, I don't care for either of these guys. At least Strowman, not right now. I don't think they've done enough to give him the title. He's kind of like AJ Styles said. He just looked at the title and they give him a match. Which I agree with AJ, what he's been saying in those promos a lot, that we actually need to have a way to figure out who is a contender for a champion and not just give them out. But anyway, I have Seth winning the Universal title here, and that is my Clash of Champions predictions.